Wow, okay, so I guess we're just gonna dive right in here. Cinder's whole part in the beginning felt kind of rushed. Like, there was no establishing shots or anything. We just have one of her lines and a fade in from black. Maybe just, like, a quick shot of her walking into the establishment, or just a quick shot of Mistral in general or something. This whole beginning feels like it just kind of came out of nowhere. I imagine they're doing this because, looking back at volumes 4 and 5, there was a lot of episodes that, when they were separated into episodes, felt fine, but once you got the whole DVD together and watched it as a movie, suddenly things weren't working anymore. The best example I can think of is the Tyrion fight in Volume 4. We see Tyrion, he starts to fight the girls, and then Crow zooms in and he blocks the attack. Then, in the DVD, immediately after, we cut away from that and spend like 15 minutes with Oscar and Weiss catching up on their storylines. Going over the episodes weekly, it would work, but yeah, once it was all next to each other, it just completely ruined the flow of the battle. And I think they're just trying to like speed things up and cut out filler and try to make it a better pace in the long run. Another thing is this whole little storyline with Little Miss happened pretty quickly. Like, Cinder walked in, she said what she needed to do, and then 2 episodes later, she has it all done for her. I just expected this to take a little bit longer, I guess.
Oh my god!
I guess I'm just fucking stupid, because after we revealed that the hooded figure in the opening was Cinder, I just completely abandoned ideas that Neo would ever return or anything like that. So I was just actually completely blown away with this little character reveal. I shouldn't have. Her fucking, like, Torchwick's hat and her umbrella are still in the opening, but like, fucking whatever. So I don't know what it is, but Neo doesn't look great in this engine. I've been thinking about it for a couple of days now. I'm not sure what it is exactly. Maybe it's, like, her face is thinner, for one thing. That's fine, I guess. Maybe it's her hair. Her hair doesn't have that, like, cute shine anymore. With this new engine they don't have that, like, shine that they used to. There's not much gradient in colors anymore. So, I don't know, maybe her hair just looks blocky. Maybe it's just, I don't know what it is. I really can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's her eyeshadow, because now that it's, like, gross mint green in full color, it's really obvious. Back in the early volumes of the first season, people had eyeshadow. Like, Blake had her yellow eyeshadow, Pierre actually had a green really similar to her own eye color, and yeah, Neo had this color green. Back then, it never really bothered me. It wasn't very noticeable either. I don't know if you know, they kind of got rid of that with this new engine that they're using. So, I don't know, it's little things. Also, it's similar to the Sun problem that I have. She just has the same outfit. Like, I don't get it. Why would you do this? Time has passed. It's a lot of time for Neo. Last time we saw her, it was before Beacon fell. I can excuse it with Sun Wukong, because Sun, it was like supposed to be like only like a couple of weeks or a month or something afterwards, and he immediately started trailing Blake. But for Neo, it's been Beacon was falling apart. All that time happened throughout all of Volumes 4 and all of Volumes 5, and she didn't change her outfit at all. Don't get me wrong, I like her outfit. I've always thought her design was amazingly adorable, but I wish they would have done something different. Adding Torchwick's hat isn't enough. This is the first time in this volume, at least, where it's a pretty noticeable drop in animation quality. Not the fight, though. The fight with Cinder and Neo was actually amazing. Like, whoever was playing around with Neo's shattering effect in the fight did a really good job. Neo is one of the ones that I feel like people would have the hardest time trying to choreograph for, because she's so acrobatic, and her entire combat style is based around blocking with her umbrella and then using your own momentum against you. But they did a pretty good job. I like how it turned out in this one. No, I mean, animation-wise, it's like settings and stuff. Like, inside Little Miss's bar, no one else is there at all. And if they are, they're only in, like, background shots really quick. But I don't get it. It was filled to the brim with people before, and now it's empty. And, like, also just, like, when they're standing in the alleyway, like, comparing that to Cinder walking around through the alley when we saw her the first time, it was just, I don't know, it's just not as much effort was put into it. Some of the certain cinematography choices, where they decided to put the camera for, like, certain shots and things like that, it is clearly not as good, It's still good, though, and I can only see it in this beginning part with Cinder and Neo. The rest of the episode is actually still really great and amazing. I fucking love this part where Neo jumps out the window and she shatters. Her shattering, just so much fun. Oh my god, Cinder's using her knives again! That was something that I hated in the ending of Volume 5. At the fight at Haven, Cinder was using, like, fucking a generic sword or a generic spear. We know she has weapons. We've seen her. She has her double daggers that transform into a bow and arrow. And if you give these characters these weapons, why are you not gonna fucking use them? So talking about Neo's new design and this new engine, don't get me wrong, I really like what they're doing with the animation. Animation has gotten just more and more beautiful. And looking at the snow during the transition shots into RWBY's part of the episode, it's amazing. I don't think they could have done this with their old engine, like, at all. I don't know how they're doing it, but it looks beautiful. Sets in this world look gorgeous. Like, that was the biggest thing about episode 3, the like backstory of Salem and Osmond. Just look at the grass. Look at the flowers. They could make just worlds, and it's beautiful. I love what they're doing with this. Fuck. There's something important about this picture that RWBY's looking at, and I cannot figure out what it is. Oh my god! I was not expecting RWBY to do ghost stories. As someone who is currently living in a place who has 2 feet of snow outside, I do not think Crow just casually brush snow off of his fucking arm. Why not roll down your sleeves? Does aura protect you from the cold? So, RWBY's an anime. I can suspend my disbelief for certain things. Like, I can believe people can fly through the air and fucking duplicate themselves and all these crazy shit, but something I kind of wish is that there was a bit more attention to detail in designing the characters. Like, it's just seeing them trudging through the snow all the time, and they're just wearing their normal clothes. Like, the most effort they did was they gave Weiss a scarf and, like, leggings. I wish there was a bit more. Like, think back to Volume 1. There was the girls' normal attire that they wore. Their combat uniforms, basically. There was their pajamas. There was their school uniforms. Like, I appreciate the level of effort that they've put into this volume so far. It's really great, but I wish they would have done something. Like, maybe Blake puts on, like, a black turtleneck thing underneath her white coat, rather than her tank top thing that she had. Like how I said, Crow, like, rolls down his sleeves. Just little things. These little things that would add to the idea that they are trying to deal with the cold. Yang, why are you being so pissy for? Back on Argus, you were the one who were like, no, Blake, it's totally okay, let's just make it normal again. Why are you being such a... whatever. This moment with Yang and Blake talking about Adam is so beautiful. This is something we should have had. It's curious that they're both seeing him. I think Blake, when she saw him back on Argus, I think she actually saw him, but I think Yang is just freaking out and seeing things. So there's an interesting parallel between them going on now. So I'm confused. I thought this moment where Blake holds her hand and tells her that she'll be there to protect her was really sweet and beautiful. I don't understand why Yang is offended by it. This little thing with Weiss using, like, fire to, like, light up all the candles. I wish they did stuff like that more. Like, little natural everyday occurrences to use dust or their semblances or things like that. Oh, damn. I didn't know we were going to touch on alcoholism. This is actually an interesting thing between our 4 main girls that has happened within this episode. Suddenly, Blake and Yang now have this thing where they're both being haunted by the memory of Adam, and Weiss and RWBY have this thing about alcoholic parental figures. I like seeing these connections between our characters, something that they can talk about, something they can work out together and relate to with each other. Unfortunately, this shot that they have of them looking at the room once it's fully lit, I wish they would have, I don't know, had more alcohol in the shot, because at first when RWBY was like,
I'm just not sure how well my uncle's taking all of this.
I didn't realize you meant alcoholism. I got it, like, right afterwards, but it took me a second. So maybe just, like, wine bottles or something strewn about, or something like that. Because when she's panning her flashlight over the bottles in the beginning, I didn't recognize them as, like, alcohol right away. I thought it was, like, ketchup and vinegar and whatever. Just generic food store stuff. No, that's where the ghost is. That's where the demon is. Don't open it. Don't touch it. No. Aw, I love this more lighthearted moment between Ruby and Weiss and the canned food. It's these little things that remind you that they're still characters. They're still people. They're still those goofy kids who had the food fight. They're still the characters we know and love. And it's nice seeing them just be human for a moment. In the midst of all this doom and gloom, it's like, well, you gotta be serious. Something bad happened here. Something really serious is happening with the plot. It's really nice to just go back to them being them. So this was a really good episode. Definitely I liked it more than last time. We're really getting the ball rolling, and I am immediately hooked on both of the things that we talked about in this episode. I'm excited to see what happens with this town and what killed all these people, and I'm excited to see what happens between Neo and Cinder and their revenge plan. I also like where our characters have developed to, the relationships between them, specifically Blake and Yang. I'm excited to see what happens, but I'm not excited for the next episode, mostly because from what I'm going to guess based on the thumbnail and the title, it looks like it's just going to be Maria sitting down telling us a story. And I don't want to just sit down and waste time with superfluous lore or some backstory thing that's going to end up happening like 5 episodes from now. I just want to, now that you've set up everything so well, I want to just get into it. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's going to be entirely that. It is 22 minutes long, the next episode, but I just, I don't want to slow things down once things finally started happening. If you liked my video, please do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. And please, leave a comment and let me know your feedback. What did you think of this episode? Do you agree or disagree with anything? If you have any theories on that picture that Ruby was looking at, please let me know, because it's driving me crazy. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.